Who is one teammate on the Giants that you would not let date your daughter?
None of, I wouldn't let any of them date my daughter. None of them.
Yeah, that's crazy. None?
Nope.
If you had to trade places with a celebrity for one day, who and why?
Ooh. I'll say LeBron.
Why?
LeBron's the GOAT.
How you doing?
I'm straight, bro. They want to call you and tell you goodnight.
Nah, nigga, don't start this shit. Don't you fucking start this shit.
Said that I'ma ride for my motherfucking nigga. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger.
Like you almost said it on a video.
No, I don't have the pass.
Okay.
No, I don't use it.
They definitely accept you into the community, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm literally just having a normal day.
Yeah.
I practice in the morning.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I get out of meetings. I check my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the is going on, bro? My phone is blowing up. And so I look at the video. I'm like, I just start laughing.
Raider Nation, what is up? It's Max Crosby in the building. I just want to say Sunday, y'all need to be out.
Ride for my motherfucking nigga. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. First, I want to give all praise and glory honor to Yahweh, by Shemi Al-Shai, by Shemi Kakwadash. I want to see Apostle Elsgray Millstone. Peace citation to one third of Israel. And for this lesson, I want to title it, Stop Being Simple. All right. And, it's a quick video. I was on Instagram earlier. And I saw those two clips. And all three of those people that were shown, they all Jakes, that dude Vic Blends. People may think, that's a white boy, but like that nigga can cut hair, and that nigga he has sauce like a Jake, So that's the Israelite for sure. All right, and those two other characters, those two other football players, those Jake for sure. All right, and on the appearance, it may look like they look like white boys, because I was looking at the comments and they said, these are the blackest white dudes ever. It's like, well, that right there just goes to show you. And that whole black and white shit, that's stupid as hell. All right, that was a construct created by Esau to keep, everyone confused. All right, but the Lord, he's going to get rid of that here soon. All right, Lord willing, that I'll get that precept here shortly. But this is Jeremiah 12:9. It says, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about, the birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field to come to devour. All right, so my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird, and a speckled bird has many colors. All right, and that's how Jake comes. Jake comes in all different shades. All right, so that's why we don't go off your. The Lord don't look on your appearance. All right, so you Israelites, and this is basic. All right. But it's very needful because you gotta be spiritual, all right. It's a reason why it's called discerning of spirits. It's not discerning of color, all right. Because you got a lot of so-called Edomite looking people that are actually Jakes. All right, you guys. Actually, I'm gonna say it's not so-called because they're biblically Edomites, but you got so-called white people, right, that look like white people, but are actually Israelites. Jake is just slang for Jacob, out of the 12 tribes of Israel, because, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. All right, but let me go to Revelation 7. This is Revelation 7 and 9. It says, after this, and this is talking about the elect, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man can number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. All right, and this is this is John the Revelator seeing basically the elect. All right, and one of the angels asked him. He said, who is this? I'm about to read. Right, I'm skipping down to the 13th verse. It says, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? It says, and I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. All right, and he's talking about the elect, being delivered. All right, but going back to the 9th verse, from all nations, kindreds, and people and tongues, basically you're going to have Israelites that are going to look like all nations and all people, all right, because we've been scattered abroad, all right. And you know, simply put, you know, you when a so-called when a dark-skinned man lays with you know, an Edomite woman, right? You know, that the seed is still a Jake, all right, but the seed, you know, the child is gonna come out lighter, all right, and you continue that process on down, of course, you know, you're gonna lose you know, the melanin, all right, and that's why, you know, we don't go off your skin complexion, all right, and vice versa. You have Edomites that have laid with so-called with you know, Israelite women and have created tares, you know, and those tares, they look like Israelites, but they're not Israelites, you know, they're Edomites. And that goes into the parable of the tares and the wheat, in which Yahushua and the angels are gonna completely, you know, separate, because the Lord knows, you know, whose are his. You know, the Lord knows who are Israelites and who aren't Israelites. All right. So that's gonna be up to the Lord. That's the job of the Lord. All right. The Lord, he got that handled. All right. But let me go to I had another precept in mind. Oh yeah, Deuteronomy 28, because that was part of the curses. All right, being scattered abroad. Deuteronomy 28:64. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All right, so we're gonna be scattered, and you know, I explained that a scattering process, you're gonna take on characteristics and physical traits of heathen nations when you lay with heathen women. All right, simple as that. But and you know, and it also talks about Jake, you know, worshiping idols. But let me go to Romans 8. Romans 8 and the there you go, Romans 8 and 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And notice how it didn't say the looks itself beareth witness. No, it says the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit. So this is a spiritual thing, you know. And that's what Esau tries to, and that's why you have these simpletons, you know, that ultimately reject this teaching, all right, because they try to demonize this the truth as a black only thing, when yet you have so-called Mexicans, you have so-called Native Americans, so-called Puerto Ricans, you know, and all the tribes on down. And, you know, you got so-called white people, right? I'm gonna say so-called, you know, white-looking brothers, all right, which, you know, they're not so-called brothers, but, you know, you got brothers that look so-called white. There you go. And what about them? Are they black? No, they're not. All right, and it just goes to show you, bro, this is all spiritual. But Esau, he has to try to demonize it and try to get the minds of the people. It's only about race. You hate me because I'm white, the color of my skin, and all that bullshit. All right, this has nothing to do with the color of your skin. All right, this is everything to do with your lineage. You know, who you are. You know. But I have another precept that comes to mind. This is Isaiah 11, talking about the scattering. All right, this is Isaiah 11 and 11. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people which shall be left. All right, this is, you know, the gathering of the elect. It says, from Assyria and from Egypt. It says, and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. All right, and it says, and he shall set up it says he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. All right, so this is the gathering of the elect that are scattered, you know, and I just read these nations, these are heathen nations, you know. You got Jake everywhere, you know. That's why, let me get this right quick. Matthew 24 and 31. This is not meant to be, you know, long, because you know it makes sense. All right, this has nothing to do with your outward appearance. I'll get this one. Matthew 24:31. It says, "And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." All right, another precept proving that, you know, the elect is scattered abroad. All right, but let me go to this last one. 1 Samuel 16:7, it says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel," and this is basically when David was about to be anointed as king. You know, when David was about to be chosen as king, I should say. Yeah, let me just keep reading. It says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance." All right, and we can't look at the outward appearance. All right, because the outward appearance, you know, it only tells you so much. All right, it's the spirit. It's because you could decipher Jake from a fake. You know, and fake is talking about a heathen. Jake has salt. You know, Jake is the form of all things. Jake has swag. All right, Esau has no fucking swag, and that's how you can tell, you know, through the spirit. But you know, it's ultimately a gift of discernment. All right, but it says, "For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." All right, so the Lord looks on the spirit. All right, so this has nothing to do with color, your skin color. You know, if your line, or if you, well, yeah, if your lineage goes back, which obviously, you know, we believe it through faith, all right, because we don't have a physical genealogy, you know, we can't physically trace our genealogy back to the 12 sons, all right, so we believe it through faith, all right, but as we read in Romans 8, the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, so it's through the Spirit. This is all through faith, all right. But Esau wants tangible proof. He wants a DNA and me and all that bullshit. Nah, you know, this is all through the Spirit, all right. So hopefully this is well said and edifying. I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.